As you can see, Brunswick County's at its finest, and ATMC-TV Channel 3 is bringing you another great episode of Brunswick Biz. I'm your host, Kat Newton, and this month I bring you the inside scoop on some wonderful businesses in Brunswick County. First, we meet with Plantation Garden and Gifts, then Sunset Properties, then BAO Events, and then Angelo's Italian Restaurant. Stay tuned for the next 30 minutes as we connect Brunswick County, one business at a time. I'm here with Jack Alexander, owner of Plantation Garden and Gifts in Calabash, and this is a beautiful store to run because you have the prettiest flowers I've ever seen. And not only that, but the way you're talking about how you run the business is more than just buy our flowers or come and get these plants. You actually want the gardens to grow and your customers to be successful. So I think that's great. But can you first tell us how you got into this business and your experience with plants?
Sure, thanks, Kat. My parents actually got me into gardening at a young age and had a blast working with them in the yard, developed a love for gardening and for plants. I worked for landscapers in college, and then I went into business for about 30 years, always with the dream of perhaps running a garden center. And in the meantime, did all my own gardening, propagated a lot of plants, and learned as much as I could along the way.
Well, it shows because you have a lot of plants and they're all beautiful in here, so I know you keep up with them and you probably have a great staff, I'm sure.
We do, yeah.
But can you tell us what separates you from other garden centers?
Great question. There are a lot of people that sell plants, and so we really try and help gardeners grow. That's our tagline. So what we want to do is be around. We've got knowledgeable and helpful staff that will work with you in terms of understanding the conditions that you have and putting together the right plant for the right situation. We take care of our plants. That same staff works very hard to water the plants and care for them and keep them in great shape. And then we do a lot to help you in the garden. We've got a number of workshops that we have on Saturday mornings, helping people that have just moved to the area, called Welcome Yankees, Nuances of the Coastal Garden. We've got beginner gardening, container gardening, and a number of courses like that. We also have an email newsletter which we send out on a weekly basis during the season. And our goal there is really to give gardening tips, frost warnings, and also let people know about new arrivals and when it's safe to plant.
I really like the fact that you have workshops because that only reiterates the fact that you guys are wanting your customers to succeed in their own gardens, and I think that's very unique to have in your business. So that's wonderful. Now, can you tell us about the workshops, whether or not, if someone's experienced, will they get anything from those workshops?
We hope so. We've worked pretty hard to put together really good information-filled workshops. We bring a lot of props in to the workshop, so it's hands-on as well. And we have people ranging from beginning gardeners right up through master gardeners who attend, especially on some of the specific topics, container gardening, for example, or growing and cooking herbs.
Wonderful. So there's just many topics in those workshops.
We have about 12 to 14.
Oh, wow. That's great. Now, also, you brought some flowers and some plants, maybe some favorites that you have to share with us. But before we get into that, can you tell us, now that we're into spring and summer is on its way, maybe what kind of flowers can people expect to grow and to succeed in this weather?
It's a great time to plant now. This area has a potential for frost up until mid-April. It's unlikely, and this year the weather's been terrific, so I think we're all clear. So it's really safe to plant anything about now. And as far as some of my favorite plants go, I'll start off with a couple of herbs.
Okay.
And this is a classic basil plant, which is terrific for salads and for cooking. That will get 10 times that size within a month.
Oh, wow.
And can be trimmed and should be trimmed frequently and used frequently. Another lesser-known plant is a pineapple sage. And if you take a leaf and crush it and smell it or even taste it, it smells like pineapple, so people use them to garnish cocktails or fruit salad. And it's a perennial. It's got beautiful red flowers on it that attract hummingbirds.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a really unique plant. Two others that do very well, and we've got a lot of heat and full sun conditions a lot here in Brunswick County. This is a primrose, which has a nice pink flower, and this is a purple ice plant, which is a succulent, doesn't take a lot of water, has nice purple flowers on it. Yeah, it's got a nice different foliage on it.
I like that.
There are a lot of folks who have a lot of shade with the pine trees. This is an Akuba. It's got a really nice variegated green and yellow leaf, nice foliage, and also has flowers and berries on it in season. A couple of classics are a geranium. This is a geranium 1 gallon. It's a nice investment, $7.99. It will go all summer in full part sun. And you can winter these over if you bring them into the garage and keep them away from a frost.
Now, will there be different colors of geraniums, or is it just this bright red?
There are several different colors, Kat. There's a salmon, a pink, a white, and some variegated flowers as well. There's also some trailing ivy that do very well in hanging baskets. And this is a lantana, and there are many different types of lantana. Most of them will winter over here in Brunswick County. Some are cold sensitive and won't. The good news about lantana is there's about 60 different varieties. So this particular plant will grow to be about 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide by the end of this growing season. It will die back to the ground. There are others which would be more suitable, trail for a container or hanging basket. And so there's really a lot of different choices.
Right.
Two other favorites, and these are both in the hibiscus family. This is a flowering maple plant, and it's got a very nice flower, yellow flower. They come in red as well, and they sort of invert. This plant will get about 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide, really nice flowers. It can be a house plant, or you can put it in a part sun condition. And one of my favorites is a perennial hibiscus. The tropical hibiscus that you see around us are native to tropical regions, so they will not winter over here. You'd have to bring them in the winter time. But there's a perennial form, and these have saucer-sized flowers, literally that big.
Oh my goodness.
That bloom all summer. They will die back to the ground in the winter time, but an absolute treasure.
Wow, sounds like it.
Tomato plants, a lot of people struggle, don't have a lot of room to grow plants.
Right.
We sell tomato plants ranging from 3 or 4 inches tall to, this is one of our big sellers. It's a 3-gallon tomato plant with a cage, and it already has blossoms, and this one has a few tomatoes on it as well.
So this is perfect. People just need this and then just keep up with the watering, and it'll grow the
A little water, a little fertilizer, and you'll have tomatoes that you can eat probably within 30 days from this plant.
Wow, that's great. And not only do you have tomatoes, that you have the other the herbs like we showed earlier, but you also have some broccoli and squash and some spinach that I saw.
We do, and those are more cool weather vegetables. They'll be working their way down, but we've got peppers and lettuce and just about anything that you would want to plant in the garden. In addition to the plants, we also have a full line of gardening tools, supplies, fertilizers, chemicals, fungicides, and gifts, focusing in on really garden accessories, garden flags, spinners, and other items.
Great. Well, before we wrap up, I wanted to see, just because we are at the beach and conditions are very different here, can you give our viewers some tips, just because we are at the beach and sand might be their front yard? What can they do to grow plants successfully?
Great question. We actually put a display out back. We have several displays to give people some ideas and a visual of what would grow best under certain circumstances. So we have a beach porch. And what we've done around that beach porch is planted plants that would succeed on the beach, where you have conditions that are both hot and dry, and also salt spray. So things like oleander and elaeagnus and other plants will thrive under those conditions, pampas grass and a few others, so they're highlighted there. And we've got a beautiful pond as well that we use to highlight a few plants, and the goal is really to show people what mature specimens look like in the ground. It's a lot easier for them to make a decision than walking around and seeing rows and columns of plants in pots.
Great. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad people can come out here and actually see the flowers, see the setups, and really know what they're getting when they make their purchase, and then be able to keep up with it through you guys, and to ask questions and to come to workshops. So this is a wonderful business, and we're very excited to have you guys here. So thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you, Kat.
I'm here with Ron Watts, owner of Sunset Properties, right here in Sunset Beach. And this isn't your only office. You also have one in Ocean Isle Beach.
That's correct.
Okay, so we wanted to get out here and really get to know your business. So can you tell us how you got started and how this came about to Sunset Beach?
Sure. Well, first, welcome to Sunset Beach.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful day. The company started in 1988. It was two couples started it, the Tuckers and the Stuberts. My wife and I joined in 98, about 10 years later. And this is a big year for us. It's our 25th anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
And the Wolfs are now co-owners with us, Pat and Jenny Wolf. So it's been a family business all along.
Great. Now, what do you have to offer to our viewers and residents and then even visitors of Brunswick County?
The two things we focus on are vacation rentals and real estate sales on the islands of Sunset and Ocean Isle. We have a lot of people have family come down to visit during the summertime, and many of them will rent homes from us, and we appreciate that a great deal.
Great. Now, what would be the first step and kind of the process first for vacation rentals and then the second of all for sales?
Sure. So much of this has gone to the internet since we've been involved. We were one of the first companies with a website back in '99, and we tried to be progressive with that. But everything starts on the web. They can go see which homes are available, what amenities, number of bedrooms, internet, TVs, etc., swimming pools at Ocean Isle. And then see which homes are available for the family. We've got pictures of every room. We've got a floor plan. They can share the choices in a shopping cart with their family, and they'll eventually give us a call maybe to help with the final choice between the last couple. But most of the business at this stage is from the internet.
Wow. Things have changed from the beginning.
Oh, it used to be boards on the wall. All of us in the business remember that. Someone would call and we'd color in a week in a particular house. And,
oh, my goodness.
It's changed dramatically
Wow.
over the years.
Now, you said that you have pictures of every room. That's nice to have because not everyone offers that. And you always wonder, you know, what things look like and is it described the way you're seeing it and stuff. So that's unique. But what other things make you stand out over other businesses? Because I see, you know, just looking around, I just see many other, you know, rental agencies and sales. So what makes you stand out over others?
Try to be progressive both for the guests and the homeowners. We've got a perks club. We work with area businesses that when our guests show them the rental key, they get a small discount at their businesses. We've got probably 25 local businesses involved with that.
Wow.
We've got programs, a Platinum Perks program for our top homes, a Linen Ready program we rolled out this year where the rental homes come with the beds made and bath towels all set. So we try to add something each year. Been very progressive on the internet. We just finished a scavenger hunt, 10 days, trying to teach them a little bit more about both the islands, and had a lot of fun with that.
Oh, fun. Well, that's great. It sounds wonderful. A huge question that I know our viewers have, and I was very anxious to ask you, was about the real estate market. We all know it hasn't been at its highest lately. What do you think 2012 is bringing to your business and real estate businesses in general?
Unfortunately, it's still mixed. I think those of us on the islands feel like the islands are going to rebound first, and we've seen some sign of that. Sunset and Ocean Isle are different. Sunset's got the new bridge a year ago. We're about to go on a community sewer system in a couple weeks. Both of those are going to be strong positives for our island for years to come. Ocean Isle is still going through an awful lot of foreclosure and bank-owned property, but there's a tremendous amount of sales activity going on up there. I guess the one positive, we used to laugh 5 or 6 years ago when we saw all the trucks with the roof truss going up and down 17, and we missed that the last few years, but you're starting to see some of that again. You're starting to see some construction happen both on the islands and mainland. So
Good.
I think it's, are we at the bottom? I don't know, but we're very close if we're not, and it should turn and help us over the next several years.
Good. Well, that's good to hear. And I know it kind of affects the economy a lot. Do you see that that's true, that this specific business affects a lot of the economy?
There's no question. I mean, we've got 14 employees and their families that we help support. We deal with over 200 contractors ourselves through the course of the year. Multiply that by 15 or 20 rental companies up and down the coast of Brunswick County, and it's a huge impact. It's probably 20% of the jobs in Brunswick County are somehow related to tourism. And these other businesses along each of the causeway, they make it as long as we're bringing guests in.
That's true. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good to hear. It's good to hear you're seeing growth, and hopefully that will continue as we go into 2012, or I guess continue into 2012. But lastly, before we go, can you tell our viewers where your offices are located and the phone number that's best to reach you?
Sure, okay. We're on the causeway of both Sunset Beach and Ocean Isle Beach. Easiest number is 910-579-9900 to reach us, or the website sunsetproperties.travel.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we got to come out here and really get some answers, not only about your specific business, but then just to know that the real estate hopefully is taking a turn. So that's exciting. And thank you for those answers.
Sure.
And good luck in the future.
Thanks for visiting.
Thank
we appreciate
you.
it.
I'm here with Brittany Adams O'Neill, owner of BAO Events. We're here in her home office, and I was so excited to come out here and talk to you and tell our viewers about you, because you're so young and so inspiring, because you're the owner of your own business, an event planning business. So I wanted to get to know you and just really get to know how you got started in this and how you've succeeded the way you have so far.
Well, thank you, and thank you for coming out here into my home office. I actually got into this. I was in school at Johnson Wales University and in Charlotte, and just decided that I wanted to try event planning. I started working for a corporation called Compass Food and Beverage, and decided that at that point I was unemployable. I just didn't do well with corporation rules and how-tos, and I felt like our clients should really have the opportunity to step in and turn the event the way that they wanted it to be. Right. So from there, I just decided to come out to the coast and fell into weddings and have never looked back. So
yeah, well, you seem to be really, I mean, growing each year. I mean, I haven't known you that long, and you have even grown since I've met you. So I'm excited for you for that. But can you tell us what you do every day? I know wedding planning has an on-season, off-season, it changes, but what do you do to keep it running successfully?
Yeah, with, in season, obviously it's very hectic. You have tourists in town, you have weddings nonstop, everybody's excited. It's just a great time of the year. There's a high energy. When we're in the off season, it's great because we really focus on our planning for the upcoming year. We focus on education. We will dawdle into different seminars and really try to keep ourselves fresh, and bridal shows, just anything that we can do to keep up to date with the trends in the industry and what we can create for our clients.
Right. So I didn't even think about having to continue the education. I guess things are changing, new venues are coming along, and just everything could be different.
Absolutely.
As the time goes on.
Absolutely. It constantly changes. The client's desires, their expectations change. There's new trends in the market. It's a very creative industry, and it's a great outlet for a lot of artists to just express themselves.
Right.
So staying in tune with that and trying to meet your client's expectations is always just something that you need to stay educated on, I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun because I feel like each bride would be very different, and it just you'll be able to tap into so many different areas.
Right.
So that's fun. Now, how do you work with your venues? Do you have people that you use all the time? Do you use different people?
My company is pro-choice. We really want to make sure that our clients are getting their event exactly how they want it. And I think that stems back to when I was working in corporate America. It was so hard to limit people on something that they wanted and something that they were paying for. So especially with weddings, I really feel like it's 100% up to the client. And if you don't let their personality shine through, then it's really not an expression of their wedding day. So I feel like what we do is just listen to what our clients want, and then we direct them to who we think fits in their budget, the style that they're looking for. We try to match up personalities, and then we try to look at it as an overall team, because the average wedding will have anywhere from 5 to 15 vendors, just depending on the guest size. So we really want to make sure that everybody has a high energy, positive attitudes, working together, and so it's really just up to our client. Whatever they want, we'll find it for them.
Well, it sounds like you create great relationships by catering to the brides and to the groom, and making sure they're happy, which I'm sure results in relationships that continue after the wedding day.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of my clients that I had last year I still talk to through text messages, phone calls, Facebook, social media, you name it. So And the best relationships are really formed with the families. Even the bride and groom's mother and fathers, we stay in touch with them surprisingly, and it's just a high trust relationship from the beginning to the end, and it just turns really into great friendships.
That's exciting. Now, if our viewers were interested in using you for an event or for their wedding, what would be the process or the first step they would need to take to contact you and get started?
Yeah, well, I always encourage people to check out our webpage first. Look at the event portfolios. What's different about our webpage is instead of just having photography, we really focused on video because we wanted to show our events in motion. My company is not a design company, we're a coordinating company. So it's kind of hard to explain to people you need organization, you need teamwork, you need leadership. It's really hard to sell an intangible product. So for us, we wanted to show events in motion and just, this is how it works. This is really an event coming together. So we always encourage our prospective clients just to take a look at that first and see if it's a fit. And if it is, then contact us, let's chat, and we'll go from there.
Great. Well, that's pretty easy. Sounds
very
easy.
straightforward.
Well, that's great. Now, you also do an event that I was a part of and ATMC was a part of last year, and we're very excited about it, and it seems like it's getting bigger even this year. So can you tell our viewers what that's about?
Yeah, it's Operation Marry Me Military. It's an incredible cause. Alicia Davis-Gettings from Oak Island Wedding and Photography, she's the founder. We just jumped on board with it last year. We donated an estimated $65,000 wedding, which you guys participated in. And this year we decided that we just wanted to go bigger and bolder, and we're shooting for a $100,000 wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, to date we're at 65, close to 70, so we're already reaching where we were last year. And it's a free wedding for an Armed Force member. We donate every single thing to them, and this year we have airplane tour from the Cape Fear River all the way down to, I believe, Sunset Beach. We have a lot of tricks up our sleeve this year.
Wow, it sounds like it.
So,
That's exciting, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. You're very inspirational, just the way you run your business and the way you're a go-getter. It's great. Can you tell our viewers how they can contact you and your website, too?
Yeah, you can contact me at www.baoevents.com, and my email's on there, my cell phone. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for you, especially now that wedding season's really getting going.
It is. We're excited too. Thank you.
I'm here with James Lane, owner of Angelo's Bistro right here in Charlotte, and I know from experience that I've had some wonderful dishes come out of here, so I know that this is a very popular restaurant in Brunswick County. So we're excited to get to know you and your business, so thanks for letting us come out.
Thank you for being here.
Sure. Now, can you first tell us, I know restaurant business is very different each day, but what do you mainly do to keep up with the business?
It is different every day, but mainly we do the daily operations of the restaurant, or ordering, checking in orders when they come in, and we do have a numerable orders every week, because we have fresh stuff coming in every week. So it's more than just once a week. We have fresh vegetables, fresh produce, fresh dairy stuff that comes in every week. So it's more than just once a week checking stuff in.
That's something every day.
Every day we kind of check in stuff and order new stuff for the next day, for the next
round of
truck coming in. Yep.
Okay. Now, before we get into the details of the restaurant and what you have to offer, can you tell us about the history and how this came to be in Brunswick County?
Angelo's Bistro was established in 2003. We're going on almost 10 years being here in Brunswick County. Wow. And it's been a blessing to be here, and it's been really fun to run a restaurant in the county and see the county change and the county grow, and we've been here since then, and we look to continue here until.
Okay. So you're obviously very busy, open 7 days a week. Now, what are some of the dishes? Obviously, you're Italian. It's pretty obvious by the name.
Right.
But what dishes do you have that are special?
Well, some of the main dishes we have are your main Italian dishes. The chicken parmesan, or the eggplant parmesan, or the New York style pizza we do here.
Okay. You do have pizza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your favorite dish, or maybe the most popular dish that's asked for frequently?
Right. One of those is definitely the pizza is one of the great sellers we have. Everybody loves the pizza, especially the kids and the people that come down on vacation from the city, from New York. They love the pizza. But we also have the eggplant. Parmesan is fresh eggplant, so it's a great seller. Okay. And the chicken Parmesan are great sellers.
Yeah. Now, do you just have the regular kind of pepperoni or meat lovers, or do you have some different
So we have specialty pizzas. We have a ricotta pizza, which is like a white pie. They call it a white pie. If you're from up north, it's a white pizza. Yeah. We have a pescatore pizza, which is seafood, shrimp, clams, and so we have all on a pizza.
Interesting.
So we have a lot of different things. It's more than just a pizza shop. It's definitely a bistro-style Italian restaurant.
Now, can you tell us a little bit more about your pizza and maybe the style that they're made?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Everything is New York-style, hand-tossed pizza. So the pizza we have here is made from scratch. Oh, everything's from scratch, from the dough to the sauce. The cheese comes in blocks, and we shred it down, and so everything is New York-style, hand-tossed pizza right in front of you. Yeah. So it's very fresh and very great, I guess.
I bet. Now, if there's a pasta dish that has a certain thing on it, either the chicken or eggplant or something, is there a way to switch out the noodles, or is it kind of what's on the menu kind of is how it comes?
Everything's made to order. So everything, as soon as you come in, you sit down, you order, it's made then. So if you like to substitute a penne for an angel hair or a spaghetti for rigatoni, whatever you like, we can accommodate you, no problem.
Yeah. Now, if someone has a really big order, maybe a catering or bringing it to some type of event, is there a way to place an order for a whole dish?
Absolutely. You could call the number, call us here and ask for me or ask for the manager, and we'd love to accommodate you.
Okay. This is great. Now, can you tell us, obviously, we have a ton of wines right behind us, so you have a pretty big wine list. Can you tell us about your wines, maybe some special ones found here? We
do. We have anywhere from a glass of Chianti that's $5 to a bottle that's $200. So,
my goodness.
And everywhere in between. So really, if you just want to come in and have a glass of Chianti with a pizza, we can accommodate you. Or if you want to come in and have a veal dish with a great bottle of Chianti, we have everything you need.
Okay, well that sounds great. Now, if someone's not real familiar with their wines, would you be able to tell them maybe with what dish would be best?
Yeah, absolutely. We can help you pair a wine, and we can actually give you a little taste. And if you say, I like this wine, I've never really had it, we'd love to let you taste the wine to make sure it's what you like.
Great. Well, that's great to know, because I know that I'm not the biggest wine lover, but I know some reds I like and some whites I just have to kind of test it out first.
Right.
So that's good to know.
Sure.
Now, if someone's interested in coming, do they have to make reservations, or do they just walk in? We
take reservations for parties of 8 or more.
Okay.
So if you have less than 8, we can accommodate you usually within 15, 20 minutes, unless it's really, really busy. Okay. But if you have a big party, we'd like for you to call in advance.
Okay, well that makes sense. And I know from experience, I did a to-go order. I think we did to-go here for Valentine's Day, which was delicious.
Great.
So they can get to-go. But can you also tell us where you're located and a phone number if they would like to place an order?
Sure. We're located in the Charlotte Crossing Plaza, which is across from Belkin Home Depot.
Okay.
And like I said, we're open 7 days a week, and you can call us for to-go orders at 754-2334.
Well, thank you so much for letting us come out. It smells great in here, and I'm sure viewers will be very excited this summer to come and visit you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this month's episode of Brunswick Biz, only on ATMC-TV Channel 3. I encourage you to visit these businesses and other great businesses in Brunswick County as we enter into the summer months. Special thanks to Plantation Garden and Gifts, Sunset Properties, VAO Events, and Angelo's Italian Restaurant. If you have any questions about today's show or would like to see a business on our show, remember it is free, and just to give us a call at 755-1770. We hope to see you next month when we connect Brunswick County one business at a time.
This is ATMC-TV Channel 3. We bring you the best of Brunswick.